Hello and welcome back to our session 5. I would like to welcome you here, and it's Saturday, so let me know who is here. I believe that you might have some, family duties, so it's okay. You can watch as a replay, but make sure not to miss this session because this is the session when you can really connect the dots, and it will be very useful for you to have a look at this, what we will talk about today, because then if you are doing the whole week with me, you will understand what this all required if you want to really heal rosacea and especially heal your body as all. And so today we have a lot on, but I would like to again give you some practical tips that you can really apply from today. So you can have hi, I don't know who is here. I can't see. I can only see at the phone because I'm using this. Oh, Ankela is here. Hi, Ankela. Nice to see you here. So get on with it. Yesterday we were talking about circadian rhythm. If you missed it, just go back and watch it because you might have some lessons there. We talk about circadian rhythm, how it's important. The light really influence our health as well, which is not something that you hear in the doctor's office. We were talking about diet, what is anti-inflammatory diet, what's inflammatory diet, how to do that in a simple way, what to take out and what to bring in, because it doesn't really help if you just eliminate all the triggers, but you will not nourish your body, which is like even more important. And then we touched on a few more things. So just make sure you watch the yesterday's session. I don't want to recap all that because then we will just lose time from today, because today I want to really focus on fasting. That is something that is not for someone who has history of eating disorders or who is really has low BMI. This is for someone who needs to lose weight, who is eating a lot of sugar and have this belly fat, and for someone who really don't have this history of eating disorders. This is really super important because the fasting can kind of evoke this symptom. So if this is you, this session will be not ideal for you. So I just want to make sure that it's clear, because we don't want to do any harm when we're doing these things. And so I like to really shed some light on fasting because it's so much science these days on this subject. And maybe the thing is that I see on social media that so much of conflicting data, and I see how people fasting, that they're happy they fast, but then they have this really processed food as a meal, and this way you're really hurting your body. Because I can guarantee you, if that person would wear the continuous glucose monitor, you will go up and down. That's what happens when we eat this processed food that is filled with bad oils, refined sugar, refined flour, all these trigger foods. So it doesn't help really. We support the body by fasting, but then we will just put it in the mode again to be inflammatory. And so fasting is a big chapter I want to share with you today, how to do it properly. All this we really go in extensive kind of deep we go deeply in this in the program. By the way, yes, if anybody is really so committed to do this work, this is not for someone who wants quick fix, because this is really, it's a big decision. I know it's a big ask for you to join for 1 year. I know it's like sounds really too long, but it is 1 year because this is my experience doing this for now 10 years. People don't heal fast from chronic disease. This is not like when you have some bacteria, some tonsillitis, that you put a course of antibiotics and it's gone. This is active disease. The chronic disease, it takes decades to develop this disease. So it as well take this, like 1 year is fast track. Just think of, some of you have rosacea for several years. So the 1 year is about the time, and really you will go through everything that we know these days at this point, the science is showing us that all are these modalities that can really help you to improve the chronic disease. And that's what we're doing. And that's why I designed the curriculum this way. I will share the curriculum in the chat if you want to have a look at it. But it's really, it requires some commitment, of course, because we will meet every week. So it's for someone who likes my style. If you don't like what I'm talking about, I guess it's not for you, but it's for you if you understand what I want to say. It's for you if you feel that I really am genuine and I really want to help you, then you will benefit greatly. Because if we meet every week, I will just, put you back into the path that we'll walk together. Because in life, I know it by myself as well. From the I'm doing myself. I'm in a coaching program, and I know how important it is to really, for me, someone, come back, Radka, just like we walking this way, because we have tendencies, something happened, life happens, and we just off the path, and we just get lost, and that's a 1 year pass, and we back on the road. Oh my gosh, I was here last year. And I'm same with if someone wants to lose weight. It's like, how many times you're losing the same amount of kilos, or pounds. So that's why it's so long. And I know it might sound like, oh my gosh, I cannot commit for 12 months, but like there is no shortcut. Like if you really want to, and I cannot promise anything, obviously, but I can promise you that you will be so much better when you're done with this work. Because I see it so many times with other things that I help with people, and I did it myself, and it's just amazing how much we can do. And I tell you which tests to do. If I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you what tests are these days are really like the best to do. Because unfortunately, what I'm talking about here, it's really only you will get this support and this like therapeutic guidance and diagnostics only with functional medicine doctor or with integrative physician. And the insurance doesn't pay this. And I know that only some people can afford this because it's really expensive. So that's why I create this. So we can do that together because anyway, whatever they tell you, you have to do this, what I'm teaching here. It's just that the testing is above it. And sometimes, very often actually, 80% of things that's happening in the body are out of balance when we change the lifestyle about what we eat, what we not to eat, what we drink, what we breathe, what we do with our body, what we think, our habits, and everything that I will tell you today, that can really like change your life completely. So that's why it's 1 month, one year. We will go really deep in this each of subject. And so for those who needs little bit like push to do this work, I have for you the plan today. So this is the plan that I developed, that I, after so many years, I was working on this as a patient, as myself, and as well helping people with different chronic diseases, as well with rosacea. But as I told you, I never ever open a class for just rosacea people with redness. And so this is the first time, and I'm really happy that for those who decide to walk with me, I will be so happy. And so today I want to show you what you can expect, and if you can do it yourself, if you're really already that far that you cut the sugar, you cut the gluten, you're eating all the food that you feel good, and you do more not, and you understand how to do more. This is for you today as well. So I'm when I was, because imagery is always like easy to understand. So this is what I drew when I was trying to figure it out, how to explain to people how the healing journey of chronic diseases goes. Any chronic disease, like rosacea, is maybe a little bit complicated because there are some emotions as well, emotional trauma, and all this like we are having under the surface. But I tell you, it will come out when we start doing the work. The body will ask for it. You will just be more braver and braver to go to this, uncharted areas, because this is how it is. I know that when I was in functional medicine training, and we were learning about elimination diet, the trainers, they told us, the people who go through elimination diet, they they start eliminating as well other things in life. And like only this experience is just like I cannot explain. You have to really live it to see how you will just love your life much better. And when this will happen, of course we will have more chances to really be able to regenerate the body, and that's what we want. Again, if you really want to read a book from Lisa Rankin, Mind Over hang on, what is it? Mindset over medicine. Yeah, Mind Over Medicine or Mindset Over Medicine. I have a look. I have the book. I can print it for you and post it. This is what I'm talking about here the whole week. We can do much more beyond the doctor's office. Yes, we need doctors to diagnose and treat. But what I'm talking about is something that we have to do. Like nobody will heal us. We have to heal ourselves. And so this is the plan that I want to explain to you. It looks that you're going uphill. It's true. It feels we're going uphill. But when you hear, the view is just insane. You will just feel like I cannot explain. You just have to see when you're there, because it is sometimes going against the mainstream, but it will be so worth it because there's no other way. We don't have a therapeutic modality that doctor can prescribe, like antibiotics. Yes, some people, if they have really significant inflammation and infection, of course we need to use antibiotics. If someone is parasite, of course we need to use a treatment for that. But the rosacea is much more complex than that, and we have to apply all this that I'm teaching you this week if you want to really just turn this thing around and say, no, I know that I can do that, and I can just apply the healing. And you will see that I was actually telling yesterday one of my clients that it took me, I told you, 10 months or 1 year to really get rid of the big inflammation. But then I could see how I had to give the skin some more times. I think it took me 2 years before really everything went away. And it's just the process of healing. Like you have to give like a break to the cells that they can do their job, because that they were designed for that. And so let's get on with this. So yes, so the first step is define. You have to define what is triggering this thing. So you have to find your triggers. You have to find how much you sleep, how much you move, what foods are really aggravating. If sun and heat will be all these triggers that you already know. And in this phase, the journaling is absolutely critical. This is when you find out that you cannot tolerate so many things. And that's why it's so critical to do the journaling, because if you will heal, you forget how much you didn't tolerate, like when you started. And when you do the healing, then you look back and say, oh, I couldn't eat this, and now I can do that. So I'm just telling you that this is super important, not only for the time that we are sorting the root cause and looking for it, but as well that you have some reflection where it's so important to know where you started. And that's the first is defined. So we have to really see if it's if it's the gluten, if it's the refined oil, and just clear your life. That's basically from the kitchen, from the declutter the house, declutter the bedroom, clean the air, because maybe mold. Very often rosacea patients have a mold issues. They really reacting to mycotoxins. Sometimes we have to do testing for that. I don't go deep in this, but there is some testing that can be done that can really we can find how you can really improve this environment. Sometimes people need to move the house because it's just not livable, and it's so much trigger for them to really. And that's as well, if you may be living somewhere where they use a lot of glyphosate, because it's a huge trigger that's really it's a link to leaky gut. Glyphosate is Roundup. This is when we are eating too much of not like vegetables and fruits and things that are really that has too many chemicals. So this is all important. Your water, like it's really sometimes it's really good to test the water that you're drinking, so you know if there is something that it's really adding to your inflammation and all these things. So this is the first one. This is the define. That's the pillar that we have to go through first, and to find all this that is really So this is the first stop. The second stop, we touched this the whole week. The second one is replace. So I told you that, you know, all the triggers we know, that's why the functional medicine is teaching elimination diet. So we are, you know, we are eliminating all of these big triggers. I told you it's sugar, is gluten. I just something on computer here. Sugar, gluten, alcohol, eggs, dairy, nightshades, and there are other stuff. I don't want to go too deep, but those are the ones that you have to take out in the beginning to find out how much this is the trigger for you, because you feel immediately relief. You will think that, okay, I'm feeling okay, but when people stop using the triggers, they suddenly feel, oh, I feel it's much better. So, but you have to replace it, and that's where people missing the point. They take all this stuff out, but then they just don't eat enough of these polyphenols, you know, the healthy fats, the water, and the, you know, the healing the gut with the broth, with all these sometimes supplements are really good for people to take, so they can really help them. And so that's replaced much more things go in this bucket, but just that you think that you know how to that will be the second thing. Sometimes like people need to be more busy with the second step, but this is like, if you not define what is triggers you, you will be lost in this second step. So the third step, so it's DRRN. So the third step is rebalance. So into rebalance goes, you have to, if you define if you do the elimination diet, if you replace it for better options, rebalance is when you have to really tune into your gut health, and that's where that's where the probiotics, prebiotics, this is where you find out if fermented food, which are very healing but can be really no-go for someone who has rosacea. So you know, eating rainbow vegetables, we're supposed to be eating 30 types of vegetables a week. This is really very important to have this amount and variety for really nourishment for the body, that the body has all the antioxidant, all the polyphenols from this, because each vegetable, I don't have the wheel now, I would show you, but each vegetable from the rainbow, from yellow, red, purple, green, orange, they each of the color has different kind of polyphenols, and so we need to have we need to consume all of them, because each of them will have some of these great nourishment for our body. And we don't eat enough of the purple, we know that, we always have to go purple. So I tell people every time, so if you go to the store, have a look if you can have purple cauliflower, purple carrot, purple you know, all kale and stuff, blueberries, you know, grapes can be a green or purple, go for purple. Always purple is it's really good, because we don't have enough. So that's rebalance. In rebalance, there is as well, you know, focusing on the histamine food in food maps if people have SIBO, and all the other potential triggers. Because the thing is, when we start with histamine food and we still not really heal the gut, we will not move much forward, because we will still have the issue, because the gut is not healed. I know it all goes all together, because functional medicine, the healing the gut is 4R. I go deep as well in the program. It's extensive what we have to do to really improve that. That goes in the rebalance as well. So basically, the gut health it's a big chapter, and it's not just cutting sugar and adding something else. It's much more. It's just so much goes in there. And so that's is where I think we usually spend the most time, because people really still doing the journaling, but when you are more this is when people are more in tune in with the body, so they know that, you know, if it's, I see here it very often, so people feel so good, their sleep improved, they lost some weight, unwanted weight, the skin already improved, but it's still not healed completely. And then because they own this their kind of their diet, as I call it, and then they go for party or they go somewhere for dinner, and like next day it's like, oh, I feel sluggish, My night was awful because I ate too late, and the food was just full of gluten, maybe bad oils. And so the body, it's just so amazing, immediately will tell us like that I didn't like that produced inflammation. So just want to share with you that how this is where you want to be. You want to be in this phase, or in this place where you really know what to do. You don't need anyone, because you just listen to your body, and it's just, I'm telling you, this is the best place to be. And I just have a conversation yesterday with my friend at the pool in the afternoon, and she did one of my other programs, and she said, oh, I cannot have late dinners, because she always feels good. She was having problem with her problem in the throat, and it's all healed. And she said, I cannot have late dinner. I can't speak, and I'm bloated and all that. So like it will go away quickly, but it's like so amazing when we become more and more sensitive, which we are not when we are in this inflamed state. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you, that you will know what to do when you will just clean up your life. Like, you will even then be you will respond different into people as well. It's like, it's amazing how it goes all together. You will be not so, you just have a different reactions and respond to maybe to stress as well. So I remember myself, I thought, I told you before the first day, I think I was so in denial regarding stress and sleep. I thought, yeah, I can manage no sleeping, right? But I couldn't, of course, because I developed this disease because I didn't sleep enough, and I was eating just not good quality food. And I was constantly in stress, at least low-grade stress, which I thought I'm fine. Because when you are in this cycle and you don't go out of the cycle, so you don't have this perspective, you like, sometimes if you're in the picture, you can't see the frame. So this what was my experience when I realized that, oh, so this is how I'm supposed to be feeling when I start doing the yoga. And I never forget that, because my sister always was telling me, yeah, I do yoga. So how many of you does yoga? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat how many of you does yoga. I would love to know, because yoga is very, very healing. We have so much studies about that. We know that we can really rewire our brain when we do yoga. So that's why I'm so happy that we have Tommy, the yogi that he taught me yoga in Germany. He's doing lessons in this 1-year program. So I'm so happy, because his yoga is the best. I try yoga everywhere. I try yoga in New York, in Princeton, in Sydney, but this one is just, I don't know. His yoga is just amazing. So I'm so happy, and really that taught me so much as well. But I think if I didn't do the elimination diet, if I didn't do this first, this define, I would not be able to even like enjoy yoga and even to see the benefits, because I'll be in this this stress and the just too much going on all the time, like in a train station. So Mindy saying, I do yoga and weight training. Oh, great. That's wonderful. Yeah, yoga is really something that we all should be doing. And or anything that it's any exercise. But I feel the yoga is really good for us because we do as well the lymph drainage with all these exercises when we are extending the neck. I don't know, it's because we need to get the lymph going. Sometimes that's stuck as well. So that's why I'm teaching people how to do lymph drainage and just really take all these bad inflammation out from the system. And that's as well, in this rebalance, that all goes there, because that's where you will really in tune with your body and will know what to do. And the last is nourish for life. That's the last point. When you will stay forever. That's where I came. And I'm telling you, when I never forget the day when I was standing in the mirror and with this red face still. But I did some work and I really just embraced myself, and I just said, okay, it's fine. I can do that. And this just came by out of nowhere. You cannot plan it. You cannot have expectation of this. If your expectation, this is designed to fail. with these things, we just cannot have expectations, because we know how the expectation goes is a dopamine pathway. And every time, I know in life, when you have, remember this, or remind yourself, every time you have expectation and something doesn't go your way as you planned, we have this dopamine. It's scientifically proven that we have this dopamine crash. And so no expectation in life in general is the best way, because that will keep us really grounded. And of course, we have to have ambitions, some intentions. I'm not talking just like, relax and do nothing. No, no, no. I'm just saying that we have to work hard towards this, towards healing. We have to do all these things, but just trust the body, that the body will just give you the best it can, because we all have the same capability, because we are alive, and we didn't have rosacea before we have rosacea. So that's why I know that there is a way from every one of you. There is a way to improve. And so the Nourish for Life, that's where I want that to lead you there, to this kind of place. And that is where you stay forever, because you will know how sleep is optimize. You will optimize your sleep. You will have this joy. You will know how to move your body for better. You will be mindful to everything. And that's why, I mean, this is not a diet. This is not this is basically a different way of living. And we have to change the way of life, because this, what we're doing now, it doesn't work. Like, the skin is obviously showing you that something is completely wrong. And that's why we have to go through all this, through all that rainbow of things, and just looking for our piece of puzzle that we put to our puzzle, how we collecting, because it will be very different. There are just general traits. We know from science that there is a gut-skin axis, that we know that the rosacea patients, majority of patients have this gastrointestinal, issues such as IBS, IBD, Helicobacter pylori, which is controversial. But if I know that there is a Helicobacter pylori with rosacea, I will get it tested, right? SIBO, SIFO, all these gastrointestinal issues are related to rosacea. So if you have bloating, if you one day are constipated, one day have diarrhea, you are really a great adept to do this work, because this will help you tremendously. We know that, I mean, Andrew Weil, the professor from the integrative medicine in Arizona, he said that all diseases, all skin diseases should first do hypnotherapy before going. I can share the video with you, before going to dermatologist and gastroenterologist. And this is what I'm trying to explain to you. It is so true. And it's him. He's a guru from integrative medicine. And so I want to share with you this video. He was interviewing Mark Hyman. And so, it's like, it sounds like maybe like a fluff that we can't hold, but like this, I really cannot explain how wonderfully you will feel. And so we have a science to showing us that there is a gut skin. So that's why I'm talking so much about it, because we know food is a medicine, and every bite that you eat will either create inflammation or will create health. So I hope after this week you see every meal that you have as a molecular opportunity to really either upgrade your system or downgrade your system. And we know as well that now new science is that we can, with different food, we can really influence the methylation, DNA methylation, which is like people. There is a Cara Fitzgerald that she wrote the book. I think I have it here. It goes Younger You. Wait, I think it is this one. Yeah, I don't have the cover, but it's Younger You, and it's all about methylation. And it's all about how we can really regenerate and rejuvenate the body, and really kind of getting younger. And she's talking about same things and that I was talking this week. Of course, this is specific for methylation, but that's the point I'm trying to make. So if we will get less inflammation, we will get younger, because we will aging is now considered disease. If someone's aging too fast, that means that it's like so much inflammation going on, so the age can be kind of fast forward. Like some people age faster, some people age slower, and it all depends what you really do in your life. So this is really so important. So, and that's why, again, this is not something that you do and you stop. No, this is like, so people ask me, so will I be able to have a chocolate again when I do the healing? Yes, you will be. Of course, there will be some time. That's why it's so hard to really do the first step, and I get it. Like, I will understand, that you see, well, what do you want from me? I cannot sign somewhere for 1 year. But the thing is that it will require some commitment and some intention, because it will be needed to tell your friend that you are maybe going every Wednesday to drink, that say, listen, Jane, I'm not going now next 5 times with you for drink, because I'm doing this thing is very important for me. I would love, as you, my friend, to support me, and let's do something else. Let's go for a walk in the woods, or something that you don't want to lose your friend. You still have the bond. But if you explain to them that this is really important work for you, that you want to heal this thing, and be honest, I think there is always the way, because people always scared, because we lose the bond, right? If you have Friday night pizza night with people, and suddenly you just say, well, I cannot have the pizza, you have to be honest and say, if they are really your real friends, they will understand and they will support you. Say, okay, so like whatever you want to do, we can, like, and it's a big thing, because everybody around me have a pizza night. We have pizza night too, but now I have one slice. I will not have big pizza. If I have a big pizza like that, I definitely will be sluggish next day, because that's how I train my body to give me this information. And I cannot tell you, like, everybody who does this work have this sense of how they like suddenly feel the body, and then they just, like, it's no brainer, you just go with the flow, what the body will will tell you. And so that's why I'm so excited that this works. And so I would love today to, because I was kind of telling you my majority of the things. We will do more work on Monday and Tuesday. Tomorrow it's Sunday, so I thought we will skip. But Monday and Tuesday, please tune in, and please do the homework. Just write little, just spend 5 minutes, because it will just help you as well. Read what people say, maybe it will inspire you. And as well, do the work, because then we will choose one person on Wednesday with Nicole, who can really start doing the work with me, who can work with me for 1 year. So if it's something that you're interested, just do be on it, because you can, this can be you. And for the video will be there until Wednesday. So if you can watch it, just watch it, and then they will go down. And so take really everything what you can while we're doing this until Wednesday next week. So you have some advantage from this week. So now I want to really talk. I want to give you some who needs tag. Yeah, maybe we can tag. It's a great idea for the homework, because today will be another homework regarding fasting. So this is something that to look forward. And just it's only sometimes this is only like we have to reflect, and we have to kind of establish, well, where we are today. Because it doesn't matter where we are, when one person is cooking a lot, one people having takeaways. It doesn't matter where we are. I just want to meet you where you are right now, and just take advantage of this momentum, because you can shift so much already in this 1 week. So try to just have a little bit of space, and do this work. And so I want to now tell you something about fasting. So we talk about, I see the chat here. Let's see. I don't see the chat here. If I'm not missing. Yeah, Nicole, thank you so much for your kind words in here. Okay, I didn't miss anything. Yes, eat purple for sure. Yeah, there is hope. Definitely, there is a hope, and that's why I'm doing this, because I was the same as a doctor. I'm sure my friend Ankela, who is my colleague, she would agree with me that that's what we do. We are prescribing medicine, and this is our job. So again, I don't want that you are angry with your physician, because they're doing their job. They are looking for symptoms, they are diagnosed, and they are they give you a treatment, and that's how it should be. This is the work that didn't, it's like it's out of that's why it's a functional medicine kind of more you will get this, which is not covered with insurance, and that's why it's just so hard to get this, because it's just kind of out of reach for many. And so yeah, let's do the fasting now, because it's already 1:37. So fasting is basically something that it's, you find a way here what is good for you, and you keep going keep doing it from now your whole life. And this is not only regarding rosacea, it's basically regarding everything that's in this book. It's one of the part in the younger you, she's talking about it. It's basically every researcher that that I know, and is really can see the benefits from the intermittent fasting. That's how it goes, or we call it a restricted eating, because what is intermittent fasting is something that is not starving, it's fasting. And it's basically time when you don't, it's not dieting, but it's form of pattern eating that involves periods of eating and or feeding, and periods of fasting. Fasting means that you can you don't eat, but you must drink. So very often I see people that they fast, and they tell me, well, I didn't drink and eat anything until midday. Oh, this is completely wrong. People will have headache, people will be dehydrated, people will have all sorts of symptoms we don't want. We are really damaging the body like this, because the cells need to be hydrated to work properly. So this is super important. So fasting is not having any calories, like, even not drinking calories. Like if you're drinking some liquids with sugar, just stop it today, please stop it today. I cannot I can actually show you, just wait. So I show you, I did the test, because here, so this what happens. Let's see, I'll make it bigger. I don't know if you can see, you see this spike here, you see the spike. So this is glucose chart. Normally you should be here underneath the red line. And so I did test. So I eat for empty stomach. I had pancakes. It went up. It went up above the norm, obviously, because it's what is pancakes? All this sugar, gluten, and some dairy. So it's like you don't want to have. You doing this, and when I show you yesterday the picture, this is in real time. It's like not like some graphics. This is like real time from my blood. And if you are in this spike, that means that you are having low-grade inflammation in your body. It's like, it's no joke. This is a real thing. Another one, I did another test. Again, I didn't eat anything for 4 hours, and I took for my kids lollipop. And look, I know that is not lollipop that you just eat, but can you see the spike? It's just so high, because if you can remember one thing from today, and that is never eat sweet on empty stomach. That means never drink sweet on empty stomach, because this will create this spike. And when you have this spike, it's so high, so it's such an influx of glucose to the body, that you will have high insulin, because insulin needs to be high to really take the glucose away from your blood. And when it's insulin high, there is this pathway, the signaling pathway, that we create inflammation. So that's why the sugar balance is absolutely critical. And we have some predisposition to this. What's one of the things we have predisposition to have, the connection. We have predisposition to rosacea. Yes, there is definitely some genetic link, but it doesn't mean it's not 100%. Some diseases, they are 100% hereditary, so lifestyle really doesn't help. But rosacea is one of the things that we know we can help really. We can do so much when we change our lifestyle. And so lesson one is don't eat anything sweet on the empty stomach, because it will shoot your sugar sky high, and that means that that body will be in this inflammation. You will not feel, well, I feel it now. I felt it because I was immediately more irritable. But I think normally when people are all the time, all day, you just feel like this all the times. But if you go from going, like if you see my child before, I was really balanced, and then when I did this this test, because I wanted to see what happened, I just go off the chart, and this is this is just, we don't want to do that. And that's why it's tragedy, the morning breakfast here in the US. Actually, it's, I don't know how it's anywhere else, but we have all these cereals. It's disaster, because like I didn't test it. I think I did test it, but I can't show you today. But it just spikes the same way, because imagine we don't eat anything for 8 hours, and then we have cereals. So first thing, and we go. And when you have this spike in the morning, you are on the course to really have cravings all day, making bad decision. So how you really approach the day in the morning, this is how your day will be for the rest of the day. So so yeah, back to fasting. I have few notes here, and I need to be on that. So it's not dieting. This is pattern eating. And so the best, we know from science, it's really that the body needs time to rest and be really able to do some regeneration processes. That's why I'm talking about fasting, and that's why it's in the last phase, the nourish for life, because this is where we want to be and stay forever. This is how our ancestors did it unwillingly. They didn't have a choice, but this is how we design. We're not designed to sit and eat like all the time. That's why we have so much diabetes. That's why we have so much cardiovascular disease. Like heart disease didn't exist 200 years ago. There were some, but diabetes type 2, same time. Same story. It didn't exist in such a degree like we have it today. So we know that these diseases are lifestyle related diseases. So if we get there with the food, bad food choices, we can get out of it with the better choices. And rosacea, even it was always like that. We know that lifestyle is really, we have to find the triggers, and diet is a big one. Of course, it's more to it, but that's why I want to talk about fasting today, because it's something that we can all incorporate, and we just feel better overall. And so, the homework for today will be, like, if you think today how many hours you are not eating overnight. So that will be the homework, to like kind of define. This is the first step, define. Always important, where I am today, and that, because that will be the start point, and you can walk towards some goal. And so what is it, how many hours I am really, you can think about it. I tell you how to calculate it. So basically that means what will be the dinner that you have at the evening until the morning, that will be the breakfast. So how many hours is that? Usually it's 12 for people, or even less, because if they have dinner at 9 and then they have a breakfast at 7, it's less than 12 hours. So what I really can just really tell you today, that it's as I cannot advise you anything at this point, but I can tell you that it's so much benefit for people if they really start fasting longer than 12 hours. Ideally 16, but please don't start 16 hours fasting if you're still eating sugar. It will be pretty impossible. You will be not able to do that. You will suffer the way through. You have to first kind of cut the sugar, improve the metabolic health a little bit, because this is how we go from the sugar burning to the fat burning. I'm not going deep in this, but this is how we develop the flexible metabolism. This is how we, when we are fat burners, we will have less hungry. When you fat burner, when you wake up in the morning, you're not hungry, and you will just, at some point, you have a breakfast. Fat burner you are if you are, for example, have a breakfast, and then you are working, you're doing stuff, and then after 6 hours you're thinking, I might just have something to eat now. Instead of every 2 hours, like, you have breakfast and then you go to work, and at like 10 o'clock, and it's like, what should I have? This is, you are running the sugar roller coaster. You have insulin resistance probably, and this is a recipe for inflammation. So this is what I will tell you in the homework what to do to really define how much you fast. And because what we want really is to really increase the window, like make it bigger. So 12 hours is like from 7 till 7, because research on animals as well and humans really show the health benefits. It reduces free radicals production, which is of course anti-inflammatory. We know that especially in skin, this is super important. It improves the glucose regulation. As I told you, when you are on sugar roller coaster, you have inflammation, and then it increase the insulin sensitivity. So it will really, you will be more sensitive, and that way you will as well balance the sugar better, and you will reduce inflammation. And as well, there's all a link to slowing down aging. I can tell you that if I think I have less wrinkles than I had 10 years ago, because I really stopped eating all this inflammatory food. And I will be 50, and I think if I eat some sweets, and actually I can tell you that if I have like carb rich day, if we're somewhere on holiday, I can see it in my skin, like I can see the lines more profound, because the collagen that is in the skin, it gets rigid. Those are the ages. I don't go there. The advanced glycation products that can really help you to make the wrinkles. I'm not, this is not enough vanity wrinkles. I don't care. I love my wrinkles, but I'm just telling you that it's just that the health. You will see that how it's health created when you apply all these principles. And so what you can do is you really define how many hours. It can be, one day you can really dwell with it a little bit, like, okay, so weekends I do 10 hours, and during the week it's better. So you have to like do a little bit more and just like write 12 hours. So we do more. We want to like reflect a little bit deeper. And so it's important to do this because we want to really improve the metabolic health. And as well, when we fast, we are putting in place the method that calls the process that calls autophagy. There's a Japanese researcher that he found out in 2016. He got actually Nobel Prize for the breakthrough of autophagy. His name was Yinoshuri Oshumi. And he found autophagy, which is basically a process of recycling waste in the cells. And this keeps the body really young because it helps to slow down the aging by regenerating the cells, removing the old cells, and improving mitochondrial health, which makes body more resilient. That's why, like, as an ophthalmologist, as my original profession, like the eye is really window to the health, because retina is the most metabolically active tissue in the body and has so much mitochondria there. And that's why I think like the science catching up, and I believe that now I was waiting for this so many years when they were start talking about the gut eye axis, and here we are, because it's clear that all these diseases that we have now of the old age, like the age related macular degeneration and the diabetes as well, because people don't know that you can go blind from diabetes. I saw it so many times, and it's just break my heart because this is not necessary. And so we know that this autophagy, if we start fasting, we will, which is, the science say that 16 hours the minimum, really to that this process will kick in. There are different techniques. I don't want to talk much about it, but so you have different types of fasting. We have 16-8, so it's 16 hours overnight fast, and then 8 hours sleep. Actually, for those who are really keen, I have another book here which is great. Well, it's just lying here, so I can just show you. This is the Circadian Code. It's a great book as well about the circadian rhythm. This is great researcher Sachin Panda. He's wonderful. It's so many studies. He is in the Salk Institute and founding member of the circadian biology in California, San Diego, and he did so much research on this. So if you Google him, you have so much if you want to dwell in this. Otherwise, really, and he's talking about how amazing is fasting combined with the circadian rhythm. Again, it's like I'm telling you just the things on the surface, but if you go deep, how it really matters when we fast, and when we fast with the when the sun goes down, and we don't eat until the sun goes up again. So the ideal is really 16 hours a fast. Again, I'm not telling you to do that. I can't tell you anything to do, but I'm just telling you that how people feel and how people improve when they start applying this. So for those who are really, like as I said, this is not for someone who is suffering from who has a history with ED, the eating disorders, and it's for someone who is like like BMI is really low, because there we have to look for something that if someone with rosacea cannot gain weight, then you have to look why the nutrients not that I would advise you to do some testing and invest really money, like now already, for some functional medicine. Like now is the time to go to functional medicine doctor and like really do some testing, like if you have Helicobacter pylori, if like how as much is acidity in your stomach that you don't taking the nutrients, and so on. And those who are really like there is a space to improve all that, although sometimes people who are really skinny, they still having insulin resistance because they're eating the sugar, they're eating the salty snacks, like the Doritos and all these. They have cravings, sugar cravings. That was me. I was the skinny fat, so I had a little bit of stomach, but I was so inflamed. But because I just eat only chocolate, and that was as much calories that I went in and went out, I never really got obese. But it doesn't mean that obesity, of course, always is important to recognize as inflammatory. Markers are always high, and so this is something that you would benefit greatly if you do this work. And even I tell you that the insulin resistance nowadays, we know that as well, people who are not really super overweight can suffer from that. And so you have to know how much sugar you're eating and how much of these like trigger food are on the plate. And as well, not only that, but if you're not eating anything else, if you have carrot once a week, and that's not enough, because I said the ideal Nourish for Life means fasting and eating 30 vegetables a week. And I tell you now, it can be overwhelming, but when you learn the quick, like this is really hacks that I teach you, you will be doing it just like that. It's like, oh, there's no big deal. Like it's easy. I tell you, it's required a little bit of thinking and planning, but it's so easy. This is the easiest part of this. Much harder is then to really go deep and deep in the layers, as I did with the family constellation. And I love it so much, because I grew like so much when I start doing, and really just digging in the past. When you're coming from the family, like the value is incredible, but we all have the baggage that we take, and it's good to just take things out that we don't, not only it's we suffering, but as well we giving it this to our children. So those are the works that, as I said, I'm not psychologist, but this is that I know that a lot of rosacea patients and a lot of people with chronic diseases, when you do this work, you will be so keen to go deeper and deeper in this, and you will learn so much. It's like a personal development journey for me to get rosacea, because I just learned so much about myself and about kind of how it's health created. And that's what functional medicine talking actually about as well. Like they're talking about disease and creating health. Like they're not managing again, I love to be a medical doctor, and I love to treat people, because that's sometimes required. We have to do cataract surgery to improve the vision. We have to give administer antibiotics for someone it's a bit necessary. But all these buckets with things that I was talking this week, we need to apply that if you want to improve our life. Otherwise it just doesn't work. And so back to the fasting, we have a few minutes left. So the fasting, you have to find for yourself what is the best. But before you start to doing anything, if it's 12 hours, try to do 12 hours from now on. That will be the base, basically. So from 7 till 7, from 6 to 6, 12 hours. And then you can try to slowly incorporate 1 hour or half an hour every day, and see how you go. So for example, for me, I fast every single day, and I usually do it like because it's as well important from the science from Sachin Panda that it's important as well to fast in the same way. Like the pattern should not be like one day you eat in the morning too much and then at the evening. It should be like we should be really having a schedule quite rigid. This is the best for us if because the body is then prepared, and you will be amazed. They did some science about it, how the body is expecting the meal, like it's almost like for a minute. If you really train your body into that level, you'll be amazed how much you can rely on the body. And so so the fasting, I just lost my thought what I was talking about. Fasting 8 hours, yes, so 16 hours is ideal. And then you can, there are science showing as well that very very good, it's 24/0, so 24 hours fast. And yeah, and then eating so one day you fast, one day you eat, which I don't like. Some people, there's a huge science that it's really as well good for decreasing inflammation, but I'm particularly not so keen on that because it's just hard to do. Like I have to cook for the family now these days. I can really do it. I can now cook for the family, and I don't need to eat. Like I'm fine with that, but in the beginning it was really hard. So I don't advise you do that. Just start slowly, and yeah. So that was the one, and then but the 16:8 is the most really common one. That this is what I would advise, because you can do that every single day. Then is then a 36:0. So you basically stop eating at the evening. You have 24 hours, and then you eat the night and in the morning. So, but this is advanced. I would always ask your physician if you can do that. But this is regarding fasting, that is something that just you don't need to do much, but always like think, like, is this, how much actually am I eating? Is it like, am I having snacks at 10 o'clock? Sometimes I was calling with one client, and she was saying, well, I have animal crackers at midnight because I can't sleep, and then I wake up at 3 o'clock and I have animal crackers again. Well, if people do this, if they have animal crackers at midnight and animal crackers at 3 o'clock because they can't sleep, they are on this sugar roller coaster like 24 hours. And this is a recipe for inflammation, for diabetes, for even worse kind of diseases. We know that this is linked as well for developing cancers. And now we know that diabetes, if you have diabetes, you are more prone to have Alzheimer's disease. Like you don't want to have any of these diseases. And especially now those new research that that rosacea patients have more risk to Alzheimer's disease. So like we don't want to like neglect this. We want to improve this condition and improve it, and in the best scenario completely like put it into remission. And just like, well, if I go now to the doctor, they would not know that I have rosacea, which will take some time. That's why the program that I'm now offering, I opened my arms to you yesterday, or when was it, Wednesday. You can sign up. The deadline for signing up is on Wednesday. Please, if you have any questions, if you're deciding that this is something that you're interested, because you want to learn all this, and you have the hope, and you have the belief that you can get better, please schedule a call with me. This is the best. We can find out if we are a good tip. I can as well say like this will definitely help you, or I can say you're better off now doing the testing, and just like, I will be honest with you, because I just want to help you, period. So I want the best for you. So let's see what's in the, so let me know, because I don't know when I will do this again. And so I don't want that you miss the window, because time goes, we have only one life. And sometimes like we have to have some like date to go to, because we have to think, okay, am I doing this or not? Because like we should stop the procrastination. If it's something that you believe you can work on and you believe you can improve, then just join me, because you will not regret it. I can guarantee you. Okay, so what do we have here? I see in practice that only medication are not enough to heal rosacea. There need coaching, functional, yes, combined functional medicine. That's why, Enkela, thank you so much for this comment. So Enka, if I may share, we were practicing together ophthalmology. She's eye surgeon as well, and so we see a lot of patients with rosacea. And I tell you, I would never think this before I had my own disease. Angela is very progressive physician, so she sees the value. But just, general doctor, like, I don't want to put all the doctors in one bucket, but this is how we were trained. We don't look like under the hood. We just prescribe medicine, which is good. But thank you for sharing this, because this is my experience too as well, not only with rosacea, with other diseases as well. And that's why as well the functional medicine is booming now, because people know that, especially with chronic diseases, is no other way. Like, there is no pill that would, there is no pill for exercise. There is no pill for meditation. There is no pill for home cooking. There is no pill for yoga. We have to do the skill. We have to, nourish the life to be able to heal and to really just reduce the inflammation and so on. So yeah, if you have low BMI, then fasting, you have to look what are other triggers. If you want a schedule call with me, I can navigate you, but like, then it's something else going on. Let me see. Yeah. So, and what else? Fasting 12 hours. So no, you have to have water. You must drink water when you are fasting. But fasting is just one fun thing in the whole the journey. It doesn't mean that everybody who will heal must fast. No. It's one of the pillars for those who need to fast. Like, we're talking about low BMI because you don't want to lose more weight. You can be fasting even you don't know it and having low. So that means that, like, if you're not having enough nutrients in that 8-hour window, of course you cannot fast, because you will lose weight. All the people that I help and had rosacea, those are the people who usually, when they did the things, when the elimination diet, they lost weight, and they nourished the body. We usually, this one example I remember, that we found out that the girl, she had the parasites, and so sometimes it's if you really are on this, maybe to do some testing, I would do that. Like, the gut microbiome test it's fantastic. I didn't do that when I was, and by the way, I'm not telling that anybody who is has low BMI that has some, like, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that it's obvious that if we are a little bit overweight, that the insulin resistance will be there. So I had a patient that, as well, sleep. Like, I had a patient that I told you yesterday, she's struggling with sleep, and when she improved her sleep, her life life was just different. She was a different person. So it's always like, we have to look it more in a holistic way and see what we do first, what we do second, and so on. And yeah, so if you go to functional medicine doctor, they will do testing. I will do testing hopefully from September. But it's GI map. It's as well Genova, the testing. And this test will give you the whole set of bacteria and all the bacteria, viruses, and parasites, and all that, eventually candida, fungi that is in your gut. Because when you find out that you have candida in your gut, that can explain why you have trash, why you have like rosacea as well, why you have so much sugar cravings, because candida loves sugar. And candida is such a bug that it makes you crave sugar, so you eat more. Or, for example, people, and sometimes we have to have treatment for that. Or sometimes people already cut the sugar, cut the gluten, cut this, but they didn't nourish the body, so they don't have any bad bugs, but they just have a very low amount of the good bugs. So they can't move to this healing. They are stuck in this cycle, because they don't have the bad guys, but they don't have enough of these bacteria that producing this short chain fatty acids. I don't want to bore you with more science, but so every bacteria that we have in our stomachs as well on the skin, they are producing metabolites. And that's why some people who have Demodex mites, when they have Solantra, it really help. So if you didn't try Solantra, ask your doctor and really consider that, because for many people this is really just breakthrough, because they improve. But again, I think we are inflamed from inside out. So it's just one modality. And what I want to say is that when we have the bacteria in good scenario, when we have the good bacteria, and there are always some bad bacteria, but the bad one are those who are, you will feed them with processed food, with sugar, with gluten, with the bad oils. Those guys will grow, and they will produce all these bad chemicals, bad metabolites that creates inflammation. They are connected to leaky gut. We can as well test that the LPS, lipopolysaccharides in the blood, if there is leaky gut. And so it's like so complex. We have to see all that. But if you put this thing in place that I was telling you, I didn't have any testing, because it didn't exist. But this is so powerful that I'm telling you, 80% of things would just go away. And then when you still have some work to do, then you can do testing, or you can do that from the beginning now. Spend money, because it's investment, and you can do that now and do it. But really, it's just, I can't just encourage you more to do that. So how much is testing? So for example, the SIBO test, for example, as I remember, is 300. The breast test here in US, the Trio Smart, it goes. You breathe in it, and it will actually, no, spit in it. I don't know. Breathe in it, and it will tell you what gases you have, because when people have SIBO, they have certain gases, that are not really, that's why people are so bloated. Other tests, the GI map, when it's the rundown of the gut bacteria and the leaky gut, it's like 350 as well, or 250, I'm not sure, it's always changing, but around that, and then other things. So it's a commitment, and it's some investment. But I think when we want to improve this disease, we sometimes have to see it this way, and it's definitely sometimes very worth it. So tomorrow I will not see you. I will see you Monday and Tuesday for more sessions. And please really be active. I think you're active. Thank you so much for those who are here. I really appreciate you, because without you, I would just talk to the green light. And so I really appreciate that you are here on Saturday. And I will see you back on Monday. So try to go through homework, try to answer every of this homework thing. And because then really one person can really join me for this 1 year journey, when we can really work on your rosacea and improve it. And I just can't wait to see you on Monday. Please, if anyone is considering the program, please schedule call with me so we can discuss. And I can put a link below so we can talk Monday or Tuesday, because I want to have the class until the sign up is finishing on Wednesday, when all the videos will go down. Okay, so take care of yourself. I hope it was helpful today. Thank you so much, everybody who was here. And thank you, Mindy, Layla, Gail, Nicole, thank you so much. Enkela, thank you. And who else is here? Caitlin, thank you. Mindy, Layla, you're great. You were active. I love it, because this is how we learn. Zofia, nice. That's nice. My daughter is Sofia, so that's your name, but in different language. I guess it's Polish language, isn't it? Okay, very good. So I will see you here again on Monday, 1 o'clock. Please push questions on me. Tag me on a post, or tag me that I know that, because it's so much going on, I can miss it. So tag me, ask me anything, because I'm here for you until Wednesday. When this is finished, I have to carry on with my work, helping my clients. So I'm here for you. So really just take advantage of this if you want to really improve your condition and improve your rosacea. So have a nice Saturday. Oh my gosh, I'm over time. Enjoy your Saturday. Thank you for tuning in. And I can't wait to see you on Monday again. Take care. Bye bye.